in the Pac-12 conference, doesn't seem like they're getting any closer to a media rights deal, right? We talked about CW the other day. And I think Commissioner K is now considering some options that might not be realistic, but the Pac-12 needs to do something. And maybe that is a risk. And one of these risks is playing games on Sunday afternoons, going up against the Pac-12. Now, they're not dumb enough to go right up against a 49er Packer game in that 225 or 125 window on Fox. But they could compete against early morning Jacksonville friggin' Cardinals game, right? Mm-hmm. So what they're looking at possibly doing is after the NFL releases their schedule in the spring, with all the kickoff television assignments, the Pac-12 may go in and do a flex schedule on Saturday game, moving the Saturday games to Sunday when it makes sense with a start time of 2:30 Pacific, which is what we will be, okay? Maybe 2:45, maybe even 3. And it will be like a 5 or 6 game package during the NFL season. So games will be flexed on Sunday on weekends when it's clear that the late game window, that 4:25 or 4:05 Eastern time, is not good. So if you're a football fan, there could be several weekends where that late window is dead. It's Jacksonville and Cardinals on Fox, or Browns and Chargers on CBS, or may not be the case, or whatever it may be. But it would definitely carve out a niche for the Pac-12. Us as fans may be like, oh, that's so stupid. Why the Pac-12 would do it? But at the end of the day, it's football, and we're going to watch it.
All right, let me ask you, though, what network?
They don't have one yet.
That's what I'm saying. What network, then, would they want to pick up?
That could be some leverage for them.
Well, you already have Fox.
It's not them picking it up. It's not picking it up.
You're right.
But an FS1 could carry it.
That's true.
A CBS Sports Network could pick it up.
Okay, yeah, I see where you're going on that.
But it's a chicken and the egg theory
it
here.
Is.
You're going to have the game for sure.
And it's a late game now, guys, because the NFL loads up early in that early window, right?
Yes.
Right. Sometimes we'll have 8 games in that first window, and then 2. And there's always that one really good game. All right, we're going to see Eagles, Cowboys, right?
Right.
And then there's some crap game that it's Cardinals and let's just say Raiders. Well, not Raiders because they draw.
Do you think ESPN could get any of the action because they don't have any NFL games on Sunday?
Could be. It could be.
Like ESPN 2,
maybe 3 or 8.
I can see where this would now. I can now see where this could finally draw interest with the.
So what I'll say to Jimmy during the break, would you, as an East Coast guy, would you prefer to watch a 12 p.m. start East Coast time or 11 East Coast in some cases, 3 hours to the Pacific on Saturday night? Or would you rather see it at 4 or 5 o'clock on a Sunday
afternoon and actually watch the game?
That's my point.
And the whole thing could be you could see USC taking on maybe a USC in Oklahoma are playing on that. You move that flex to a schedule. I mean, everybody wants to see that game, or USC versus another powerhouse, or maybe it's USC Texas, or could be whomever. And then that area, I would look to watch that versus a Jacksonville Carolina game or something along those lines.
All right, but what if it's Oregon State, Stanford?
I think they're going to be strategic, though. I think because they can flex.
They would have to be. They would have to be strategic.
Yeah.
But my concern is that we all know the NFL is kicked. They trump everything.
True.
Wouldn't only people who are alumni of the 2 schools that are playing would really have that much interest in it if the NFL is on?
There's still the gambling. You're going to chase it. You're chasing the losses from the first half.
Okay.
Now, I will also say this as somewhat of a guy that's been in television for a while. For this year, if it happened this year, you're going to ramp up USC and UCLA as much as you can.
Absolutely.
Because when you go back the next year to try to sell ratings, you're going to use the numbers from the year before.
That is true.
As you know, doing the television. You're going to say, oh, it did a 5 rating.
Yeah.
Okay, well, they're going to sell that number. They may not hit it. They don't care. They got the money, and they're going to make good with spots later to pay for it.
The other area, too, is if it's, after so many weeks and the timing, number one, first and foremost, having good games, USC, Oregon.
That's key.
Washington, USC, whoever it is, to flex them in to make sure you've got two really good games or a rivalry that can go against a stinker of a game in the National Football League. And in that 12 o'clock window, I think it's beyond 12. You got too many other good games that people want to follow the NFL late afternoon. How did my team do? You're looking at highlights. You're looking at this. You're looking at that. If you're going to do it in Pac-12, I think that in that late morning or early afternoon window is about where you're going to have, because
No, it's
everybody
only
else.
to be late.
Well,
You're not. There's no way you're going to go early.
No, you'd have to be late.
but I'm going to be all over the NFL looking to see the updates and the highlights and the packages and catch that. I want to see the game going into Sunday Night Football, and college football be on my way back burner. If it's about noon,
And again, guys, this is, at least according to this report,
Yeah.
it's 5 or 6 games. and
Sure.
they're flexing. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not like it's the whole.
but they better be
12
damn good games that I'm going to go.
That's
Your
why.
point.
That's
Yeah.
why they will flex.
Yeah.
But again, they are going to counter the NFL schedule.
Sure.
And they're
Yeah,
going to take the
I get
late
that.
Sunday second window
Yeah.
and fill it with a UCLA, Oklahoma. You got to remember, the Pac-12 does play other teams outside their
That's what I
conference.
said.
They
That's
do.
what I said.
So,
Oklahoma,
it's okay.
Yeah. That's what I said. Oklahoma, USC. If it's a good non-conference matchup, Notre Dame's taking on UCLA, or Notre Dame, USC, or whatever. that is.
Anybody in the Big Ten or
I agree with
SEC.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're going to try to schedule those games, and maybe they're going to move some stuff around.
I was going to say, the only thing that I agree with Manouch, because later I'm looking at USC's schedule right now. They play Notre Dame, Utah, Washington, Oregon, and UCLA in October, November. And that time for the NFL is usually when they flex those games from like early morning to like the 4 slot. So that could be the counter for the Pac-12 is most of those good games are in the later of the season, and that's when the NFL flexes their games for better games.
Oh, by the way, the NFL could flex their games. They could to counter. I mean, I don't think they'd counter college. They would just.
They're not going to care.
Yeah, they wouldn't care.
No,
they would just.
But maybe the Pac-12 wants to get some momentum, and they will take that September and October and do it, knowing that that's when a lot of the non-conference games are, right?
Absolutely.
That's when Arizona State is scheduled against an Oklahoma State or whomever it may be.
I get the idea, but I want to see who the carrier is. Does it
really matter?
Yes,
I don't-
it does.
how?
Because
You're going to tune in no matter what.
His
CBS,
favorite icon.
CBS and Fox are locked into the National Football League.
Fine.
So that leaves you
As well as NBC, the Sunday night game.
Sunday night game. So that leaves you ABC. So
what?
it would be
Who-
ABC and ESPN.
But it could
That's
be
it.
But no,
But
it's
I- but I-
CBS Network. It's
Fox Sports
But
Network.
it's whatever
Yeah.
happens with Diamond, with Bally's, and these regional sports networks. There's so many, and who
Do you
knows?
think it would sell?
Who
they
knows
put
if
it on
Apple
the
comes in?
regions?
What if Apple comes in, which was a month ago? Apple was kind of pursuing the Pac-12. I think the way our world is now, YouTube and with DirecTV taking over YouTube taking over the Sunday Ticket. I think it doesn't matter where it is
I'm
anymore.
just saying, I don't care.
We're going to
Carry
find it, right? We're going to find it.
If
we
you-
all have the smart TVs
If
now. It's just
USC's taking on, let's say, K-State on a
See,
mid-afternoon, bang, I don't care. I'll find it.
Well, that's because you
who's
went
to
to
say-
K-State.
I'm just saying this thing's coming. I'm going to find it no matter what.
Who's to say the CW doesn't all of a sudden
2
come
minutes.
back in because of something like that?
Good.
I think this idea will maybe, as I said earlier, spring some of those guys to come back and go, okay, we'll do an 8-game package on Sunday. Now, the other games, those Saturday games, they're on your own. We'll handle the Sunday. If you want to go down this route, you get a top carrier, so to speak, or platform carrier, that'll do those games or whatever. Now, unless the Pac-12 goes, well, we got to get you to commit Saturdays and Sundays. We need you on board for all of them.
That
It's either one or none.
I think an FS1 or somebody like that,
Like that,
CBS Sportsnet
They'd
would
be
work.
perfect.
They'll work. We'll
Yeah.
find it. Just for that part, maybe.
Yeah.
But I do think they need a bigger presence.
Exactly.
But we'll see. Hey, Cardinals are still in the news for the widespread workplace misconduct, and we heard from a former Cards executive that Terry McDonough, who originally did this. Now we have somebody
1
that's
minute.
supporting some of his claims.
Corroborated.
So we will catch up with Howard Balzer next as we continue from Twin Peaks on Camelback to Rock and Manouch with Jimmy.